cool thing is with the See and Spray, like right now, notice my sprayer's still on, but I'm not using any product. So like huge advantage of it, honestly. And then there we go, it just starts using it again. Like it's like a smart technology, you know? Pretty awesome. You give up on the auto drive thing. Why? I have not tried that John Deere yet, no. Can't get it to work. Did you get the one from the GitHub?
Oh.
Hi, Carson. Sprayers in the mod hub, guys.
I was away from my computer for 3 days in a row.
Wow.
Like, not even on it. I didn't even see it.
Carson,
you like your title today?
It made me laugh, yeah. And then what's the first thing we did? We kind of struggled with auto drive a little bit.
Don't worry, I thought of it myself too last night at like 11:30.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I need a day. I probably shouldn't put 420 or 69 because we overuse those jokes. You know what? I'll do that.
69 would have been funny, actually. Oh, man. Carson, motor vehicle accident right now. Tow truck on top of a vehicle.
Tow truck on top?
Yeah, not supposed to do that.
Was it a tow truck hauling a vehicle?
I don't know any details. I just know they're calling for a helicopter and a third ambulance and more pumpers. So, yeah.
The only way that seems like logistically possible is if
somebody was going really fast.
Gaming Nutted 3 just resubscribed for 12 months.
Gaming Nut, thanks for the resub. I appreciate it. Welcome back for 1 year. GG's.
The only way that like seems possible is like if there's a too tall of a vehicle on the back of a flatbed.
Yeah.
And they're going mock chicken.
Rolled. I don't know. There's your sprayer, guys. It's in the mod hub. It is in the mod hub. Or at least it used to be. I don't know if it's still there. Pretty sure it is. It was like, the sprayer's going to change my life. You're not wrong. Sprayer's pretty great. Somebody asked where John Jr. was last night, Carson.
Who's that?
And I was like, who's that? And they're like, Carson? I was like, oh. Oh.
That's a new one.
I know.
Leonard.
What's up, buddy?
You're supposed to be working?
Kinda.
Kinda.
Are you at work?
No.
Okay.
Gaming Nut, we're doing great, man. Thanks for asking. Glad to have you back. It is the Trident. Yep, it's Trident. It's in the mod hub, guys. And it's amazing. Not gonna lie. Probably should put this down in the big field, to be honest with y'all, but they'll get it done down there eventually, you know? Carson, I'm gonna need your help for something.
Yeah.
30, hang on, we'll zoom out here. 44, 37, 39, 36, and 32. And 16. Why not? We'll throw 16 there. And add 9. Sugar beets.
Do which ones?
The one you really have to know is 32, okay?
Okay. So like the bottom of the map.
Yeah.
Okay. What about it?
We're doing contracts. I need you to come drive semi.
Okay.
I'm joking. They're not ready to
Okay,
harvest.
good news and bad news.
You have to leave.
Good news is it's your server, so you can do whatever you want. The bad news is I've got to go put inflatables back up. So.
Oh, big inflatable guy. Okay.
Yeah, we had a storm come through Saturday night, and like the winds they said happened.
Yeah.
So they took them down while I was gone and put them in the garage. But hey, those smart outlets got here today.
Let's go. Did I order mine? I can't remember. I think I put it in my cart, but I didn't order it. I don't need it for a while, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah. He's working. He's seeding soybeans. Yeah, see, exactly. Leonard's working right now. He's just seeding soybeans. That's all.
Dude, I was looking through, when I sat down last night, I looked at TeamSpeak.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, I've been connected for that long. I probably should restart my computer. And now I have like the Windows like update thing.
Mine was red the other day. It was like, you need to update now.
I'm 2 hours. I'm 2 hours away from 22 days. The last time I turned off and restarted was because of an update.
Sean, you have to go through your non-existent Christmas lights. Hey, a little pro tip for you, Carson. If you guys have like a storm coming with a bunch of wind,
Yeah.
and you're worried about your inflatables like getting ripped up,
Yeah.
just take some garden hose out there and lay them on there. Lay garden hose on the inflatables.
Okay. Well, see,
That's all you gotta do.
I wasn't here.
I know, but garden hose works quite well. Because I keep a whole bunch of extra garden hose here at the house in my
I thought you were
backyard.
about to say you just keep a lot of extra hose around the house. But
Garden hose.
Hey, that works too, Johnny. And also, I like the picture Matt posted in Discord and your reaction to it. That thing's beast.
Oh. Yeah,
But didn't they get recalled anyways?
They did. They were melting. Yeah.
Yeah. Shocker.
Yeah, we
Is
were.
it because you have to power them off the main power pole out back or what?
Probably.
Okay.
A couple of us were talking late in TeamSpeak last night, and he posted that picture, and I was like, all right, I have the perfect reply for this. Anything that involves King of the Hill, like, I need to start watching it again, but like, I'm down, you know?
Okay, well, we're on something. Dude, by the way, it was freezing today. Okay.
Literally, yeah. It got down in the upper 20s here.
I've never seen so many people in Oklahoma scramble for a jacket today.
Wow. You poor people
I've already
in Oklahoma.
seen. There was some person that had a winter coat on today already. Like winter
Alright.
coat and snow pants on. Okay? I'm like, dude, it's like 50 degrees. Like it's maxed out
You
at
know-
50 something.
You know the best part? Let me actually look it up. It's for Sunday for the pumpkin party, Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
Saturday is the prep day. By the way, chat, I will not be here Saturday. I'm missing all of Saturday's stream. I do apologize, but
They literally
Taking the day
Saturday at the game, it was like 85 degrees and sunny.
okay, so today's high temperature is
Miserable.
50 degrees, low of 29, right?
Yeah.
Sunday, high of 78.
Like, that's what I'm talking about. The weekends are hot, but like, ooh, middle week?
Freezing.
Ooh.
So like I'm gonna be melting all day down there Saturday, like doing prep. Oh well. I don't
Alright,
really
have
know
fun.
how much
I'll be
we're
back.
doing. All right. I didn't think he'd ever leave, Leonard. You know? Yeah.
Same.
The biggest thing I have to do to get ready for Pumpkin Day is clean up all of my orange tractor parts. I haven't done it yet. I was gonna do it this weekend, like this past weekend, but I spent like pretty much all day on the tractor on Sunday, so that didn't happen. But I need to clean and like condense and put stuff where I want it, so that when I need it, I know where it is, and not have like one of my brothers show up and just start throwing a bunch of stuff around, and then I'm gonna, you know, not be able to find anything that I need later on. So yeah, I'm the one that needs to do it. Well, helicopter's on scene, so that's good, right? Holy cow, man. Can't wait to see some pictures of those accidents, by the way. A gnarly one. So chat, this is a huge field, and we're like, you know, over a third done. We're getting it done, y'all. We've done more up here than the two guys down there probably have. That's all right. It's all good. Yeah. Sean, we don't use that part of the shed anymore for Pumpkin Day. We used to set up, that's where we used to set up the photo, like, opportunity thing, but that's kind of gone away in the past couple years, I believe. Pumpkin Day is not, it is not the same like it used to be. Like, at all. Superhero, what's going on, man? How are you? Between like COVID changing stuff and then like losing mom, like a lot of stuff has changed when it comes to the party. So like normally we encourage people to like, hey, bring a crock pot with something in it, you know, like potluck style meal. And this year, apparently we're not encouraging that at all. So yeah, I don't know. My sister's kind of on the deep off the deep end a little bit with stuff. So how many pumpkins? So there's a lot of orange out in the field, but like good carvable pumpkins, I would say there's not a lot, but there's a lot of pumpkins, just not a lot of really good ones. You know, just watching and playing Second Life. All right. All right. Yeah, it was a pretty bad year for pumpkins, for our pumpkins. Like I said, there's pumpkins, but there's not a lot of really good carvable. The ones that are there are pretty chewed up, but the skin got pretty chewed up from bugs. We just cannot seem to find the right stuff to knock the bugs. We've tried all kinds of different stuff. We've tried stuff that people have given us. We'll just say that much. That you know you can't buy from like Lowe's, let's say. And that just nothing works on the bugs. It's just crazy down there. So I'm thinking a screened-in porch over the whole pumpkin patch. Just, you know, like they put up in Florida over the pools, you know? That's what we need over the entire pumpkin patch. But no, I don't know. Hopefully next year will be a better year. We're moving them back to the barnyard for next year. And usually when we grow them there, we have good pumpkins. So last year they were really good there. Like really good. Our last time would have been 2 years ago. So hopefully they'll be better next year. And you know, when you just lose a bunch of pumpkins due to fungus, which that's another thing we're changing for next year. We've never sprayed like a fungicide on pumpkins. Next year it is going to happen. Because we lost so many due to fungus this year. It was crazy. So got to change it up for next year. But our rye is planted for next year already. We planted that Sunday. Our cover crop. Pretty happy about that. Hopefully we get some rain here one of these days. Otherwise, I don't think it's going to come up. It is so dry right now. Leonard, I know it's not actually dry, but like it's dry for us, you know. So what we do fast, we have 3 spots around the farm where we grow the pumpkins. We have the west field, the east field, and then the barnyard. So we do rotate, yes. Yeah. James Bond, what's going on? How are you? Welcome in. So this year they were in the east garden. Sorry, no, that's the west garden. The west field. Next year they'll be in the barnyard, and then year after they'll be on the east side. West side, you know what I mean. Trucking, what's going on? How are you doing? Welcome in. The cool thing is for next year, since we have tiny tractors and a plow now, and hopefully another one soon. I'm buying another plow soon, chat, by the way. But we've actually kept the west garden where the pumpkins should be next year. We've already set that aside. Basically, we go out there. The farmers farm it. They rent it from us technically. But if we want to use it for something, we just go out there and put basically corner posts in and put a jug on top of it, and they know like, hey, stay out of it. You know, we don't even have to really talk to them about it. If we see them, we'll say something. But otherwise, we don't have to do anything, right? Just put the little markers out there and we're good. We've already measured that off. We're keeping it next year in just open dirt so that we can have something to plow with our tiny tractors next year. So Dad and I will have our own plow days, just the two of us down there. Just, you know, plowing up our garden for no reason. And then, hey, after it rains and it packs it back down, we can plow it again. So we're just basically keeping it for fun for next year. So yeah, it'll be a good time. And the next fall we'll plant the rye there for the next year. It's a whole thing, but it works quite well. We are on Elm Creek 4X by Stevie. This is the map that we are on. And it's an awesome map. Awesome map. Right. But yeah, so it'll be fun next year to be plowing, which means we need to get the bee going. But I don't have... We'll get the bee going. Yeah, I mean, you could call it that. It's... Yeah. The west field, though. Yeah, west. Yeah, west. And then the east field next year will be either a cornfield or a soybean field. I don't know what the guys are going to plant there yet, but it'll be something. So it's a whole thing. So this year we kind of followed the barnyard, because we didn't have anything planted there. So, yeah. We just broke out the old field cultivator, you know, tetanus on wheels as it's known. We just broke that out every once in a while and got it done. I think we only sprayed twice, which is cool that we're not using as much chemical. I'm okay with that. West. Not east, yeah. The west field we'll be plowing next year. Do we lime our pumpkin patches? You know, that's something we've never done, is lime. Now, I will say where the farmers, they rent it, those would get limed by the farmers, but like the barnyard's never been limed, no. Hasn't been farmed. Barnyard used to be farmed by Zach's family, but they haven't farmed the farm since 2005. So.
Planting 10 too?
Do what, Leonard?
Are we planting 10?
Yes,
also?
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What do we grow except pumpkins? We have some asparagus, a little asparagus patch. That's about it. They call it the mobile tetanus unit. You lime yours every year. That is something we probably should do, is do some soil sampling. That is actually something we really should do. Yeah. I mean, in the past, we've kind of, I don't want to say we've just like kind of lucked into having good pumpkins, but like we grow cover crop. We really like doing that. Helps keep the weeds down, preserves moisture, stuff like that. We do put down drip tape. This year we used it like literally twice, and then it rained a whole like way too much. So, hence all the what's it called that we had, all the fungus. So, rained way too much. Especially that one day when it rained like, 13 inches overnight. So, that was a bit much. Just saying. But we've had pretty good luck with our pumpkins over the years. Last year was a good crop. Year before was probably the best crop we'd ever had, which was in the barnyard. So we're hopeful for next year. We'll see. Yeah, so back in the day, so I talk about the farm a lot. For those of you that are new, you guys don't know this. I'm not a farmer. It's not an active quote-unquote farm. It is 5 acres of the 180 acres that my grandpa had, that my dad grew up on. And he was able to keep 5 after grandpa passed away. So, yeah, fast. We had a huge rainstorm. Dude, it flooded. There were parts of St. Louis that streets had like 8 feet of water on, man. It was like 13 inches overnight. It rained so hard. Yeah. Crimson clover or rye is cover. Yeah. My brother's been talking about that clover a little bit here recently, but rye's been pretty good to us. Rye's been pretty good to us. But anyway, so it's 5 acres of the old family farm. We don't have a house down there anymore. We used to. We tore that down after grandpa died. It was basically termites holding hands. We do have our quote-unquote big shed that we call it, that was built in 1918. That's kind of cool. There's a garage that's down there that was also built in 1918. It's one good windstorm from, it's one good windstorm from eating it. You're wondering if Lightning still comes here? Yeah, Lightning's around. He comes around, yeah. So we do have a couple grain bins and stuff that they don't get used anymore. I use one of them for storing all my Christmas lights, which everybody thinks is weird, but hey, it's a place that is dry. And I can lock it up with a padlock and keep my Christmas lights in there. So, you know, fine. It is weird though. Don't worry. Whenever I show people, like, whenever there's somebody new at the farm, I'm like, hey, you want to go see a grain bin? And I always take them to that one. And I'm like, yeah, here, this is a grain bin. This is what they look like. This is how they work. Blah, 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 blah. And, you know, full of Christmas lights. He didn't want to play on your server. Well, Superhero, I don't want to play on your server either. So, I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm sorry. Not everybody wants to play on servers, you know. Just saying. Just saying. Who's stupid at works and ain't stupid? I know. You're not wrong. But no, it works great. You're not playing warships anymore. Okay. I gotcha. All right. Yeah, it works quite well, you know. We even built a set of, like, retractable stairs. They're not really retractable, but they're on, like, a set of wheels, so you just, like, lift up the one end and roll them right in the grain bin, and when you need them, you roll them out and put them down, and you're good to go. Pretty nice. That was our old drying bin, so it's got the false floor in there and everything. So if it does rain in there, you know, you get a wind that blows water inside the grain bin, well, it just drains out through the floor, obviously, because, you know, yeah, it's got the false floor. It's great. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. No, it is funny. It is definitely funny fest, and that's why, like, whenever I'm like, you know, because sometimes, like with Pumpkin Day, you know, we'll get people that have never stepped foot on a farm. You know, coffee, something like that. Something like that. Not coffee. Don't worry about what it is. Not coffee. But yeah, whenever we get like people that have literally never stepped foot on a farm, I'm like, here, come here, I'll show you how a grain bin works. People honestly don't have a clue, you know? People really, and that's fine. I don't expect everybody to know how all that works. But I'll run through like, oh, this was the drying bin, and you know, automatically this would turn on, and this would do this, and this would do that, and because it is pretty cool actually. Just saying. Pretty nice. Okay, we're going down yonder, y'all. Let's go. Alright, so just like that, and we still have 72% fertilizer, by the way. So, I think we're cheating the system a little bit, right? Just a little. Just a smidge. That's okay. Because that grain bin has like, it has like a permanent sweep auger in it. And when you were drying grain, that auger would turn on and allegedly pull that bottom layer of grain off because it would have been dry. And then sent it over to the next bin, which would cool it down. Hope I'm having a good day. You have a couple questions. What's up? I am having a great day. I'm playing Farm Sim with my buddy Leonard. Right?
Hi.
Leonard, if you ever come to the farm, I'll show you how a grain bin works, okay?
Oh, I'm so excited.
I know you guys don't really have those, do you? Oh, you do.
As long as you don't make me help clean it out.
I mean, it could be swept. There's some like broken Christmas lights in there, you know.
Well, if it's not rotting grain, then I'm in.
If you came to the farm and asked about a grain bin, would I actually take it to the light bin? Absolutely. I would. Yeah. No, so we didn't have a dryer. So the bin was the dryer. It was a batch dryer. So, or whatever you want to call it. So basically, Grandpa had only put like maybe 2 rings of grain in there of like corn. He'd only fill the bin like 2 rings, right? And then the bin had a burner and a blower on it. And it had this big control box on the side, and this thing was state of the art in its day. Obviously, you'd laugh at it today if you saw that box. We don't have the box anymore. We got rid of it, but it was a rat's nest in there with all the wires. It was pretty awesome. And it had moisture sensors in the bin. Okay, so it would run the burner and the blower, and then when it said, hey, this grain's dry enough, the unload auger would turn on. The transfer auger would turn on. It was electric to go over to one of the other 2 bins. And it would run grain for a certain predetermined amount of time. And then it would turn that off and reevaluate, you know, moisture and temperature and blah, blah, blah of what was still in the bin. So, yeah. Contract mod in the mod hub. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But yeah, and it was a pretty sweet system, but the problem is you can only put, you know, a couple rings worth of grain in, because if you put too much in, it just took way too long to like dry anything apparently. And I mean, it was super slow, and they primarily let it feel dry, but they could take a couple points out, you know, with that system. It was not efficient at all. Way ahead of its time. I mean, I don't know about that, but it was pretty fancy. It was definitely pretty fancy. None of it was functional, like, in my memory. Actually, no. I do remember the burner being fired up at least once on that bin. But see, Grandpa stopped farming in 95. But I don't really know if that system was functional after 93, because it would have all been underwater in 93. So I know Dad, like, before 93, they went through that system and like took out most of the guts so that they could like save them so they wouldn't get wet. But that whole system was underwater in 93. So I don't know if any of it actually worked after 93 or not. Took the wrong turn, Chad. I should have gone over there, but that's okay. Oh,
There's
yeah.
another mulcher for sale.
We have a second one at the shop. We need another one? Need 3?
I don't know. I'm just making an observation.
I mean, it is only $16,000, so like, you know, you can't really go wrong with that, right? All right, now there's 2 at the shop. And actually okay, that just, Leonard.
What?
You see what just happened? That's the most expensive roller of all time.
That thing better be like self-propelled with GPS.
That just totally screwed us over.
Your yield. Dry your crops. Plant your crops.
How do you disable an auto drive? The icon and the... I don't think you can get rid of the icon in your mini map. Oh, that just... That's the most expensive roller of all time, chat. I don't know that you can get rid of the symbol on the mini map for auto drive. Not that I'm aware of. Alex out 11, how you doing? Welcome in. How are you? I better do all the things for that. Well, man, it's cold out there. Nothing but that wind. I tell you what. I bet it is, Trent. Yeah. I bet it is, Trent. Hey, we can get one for 16 grand. You want a 4th one?
Yeah.
I mean, when we get on the big field, it'd be nice. Oh, you can get rid of it. Okay, so there you go. Dan just told you how to get rid of the icons. I don't know why you'd want to, though. Don't you want to keep track of your workers? I mean, I do. But I don't know. I like to keep track of where they're at and stuff, you know? But I don't know, man. You do you. Okay, this will be my last fertilizing contract. Oh my. Oh my. Expensive. The other thing with auto drive is I do not go in and mess with settings because I don't want to break anything. Oh, it gets rid of the pinpoints. Yeah, I don't know why you'd want to get rid of those either. Yeah, I don't think it's going to fast. Unfortunately. I mean, it was only what, $100 and something thousand, right? It was only, yeah, I don't even know, because we spent $623 on stuff today. That's okay. It is what it is, right? It is what it is, yeah. $186,000. Is there pumpkin shucking machines? Not that I'm aware of. But I also don't go to pumpkin patches because, well, I have my own. So I don't really know. I've always wanted to build an air cannon. Like take an old 1,000-gallon propane tank or whatever, you know, the big ones, and like put a big old valve on the side of it and a big old barrel coming out, you know, and like use it, make a cannon. I've always wanted to make a pumpkin cannon, but I don't know that I trust my like welds to. I have to have somebody else weld it to make it safe. Just saying, I'm not a good welder, but I've always wanted one. I think it'd be fun. It's like I can get a big air compressor from where Dad works, like a Solar, you know, have it down there for the day. I think that'd be fun. And you know, we're surrounded by thousands of acres of farmland that, you know, we could pick our direction and shoot and not hit anything. So I'd shoot over towards the woods, probably. There's some woods about, which I don't think you'd shoot that far, but I'd shoot that direction. Guys next year would be very confused why there's pumpkins growing in their fields, though. No thank you, Fast. I choose life. Just saying. I know exactly who I'd have weld it for me. There's a guy with a welding shop nearby. Does some really good stuff. And he's like honest too, because like he was gonna fix our radiator fars for the tractor, and he was like, you know, if you're actually gonna run this thing, buy a new one. He goes, it will leak, so just don't do it. Just don't do it. Yeah. Let's go. There we go. Hit the button. Fast Ohio? No. No. But yeah, I'd have that guy do it. Nice guy. Nice guy. Leonard, that's why I said I'd choose life. Hi, Carson. Carson's listening. Oh, he's muted in here too. He's totally listening. Oh man, what is up with all the motor vehicle accidents today? There was another one involving a fuel truck, and now there's a 3-car accident. They just, goodness me. At least this one's minor, not a big deal. All right. I got you, Carson. All good. All good. All right. 50% done, chat. The only thing with this sprayer is it's a little slow, like kind of turning, getting right back on your course or your GPS. A little on the sluggish side. That's okay. It's all good. When are we harvesting 32? I don't know. I don't know. We'll see how far we get today.
The day after never.
You know, today, if we actually started the contract before the end of the stream tonight, it would be perfect because I can leave my computer in tonight and leave it in all day tomorrow and probably all day Thursday. Oh, wait, I'm streaming Thursday. You know what I mean? Like, golly. I'd have to leave my PC in here all night, at least a night, if not 2 nights to get it done. Tomorrow would be perfect, though. Because I'm not going to be home, and although I do need to upload by, like, all day tomorrow, but can't really run server and upload at the same time. Doesn't work. The old internet gods do not shine kindly on us for that, so. And, you know, no fiber for at least 2 more months here, chat. Which is just sad, to be honest. Considering they've already run the line. I'm pretty sure they hooked it up on the other end. I don't really know what the holdup is, but I don't know. I'm wondering actually if I had that, would I be able to upload to YouTube and like play in a server just fine? I should be able to. Yeah, fast, definitely. Definitely. And fast, yeah, I want fiber internet too. Like, it's already run in my backyard. Like, they ran the conduit forever ago. They came back, they ran the actual fiber through it. It's there. It just... First time called them the other day and they said 2 more months. So... Yeah. Well, okay. Carson, send that to Leonard. Okay. I mean, you're probably not wrong. Oh yeah, fast, definitely. I ran, now that was only with 1 harvester. Hold up here. Get it back on, buddy. Oh. But I did run the field 40 contract with 1 sugar beet harvester. Now, I didn't finish the field with 1 harvester, but I started it with 1. And I only had to intervene a couple times. I did let it run all night, and it did run all night, and it worked quite well, actually. I was pretty happy with the way it ran, to be honest. So yeah, but Leonard and Dan are done. You guys are done up here, right?
That's correct.
Planted and rolled. Roger that. So I'll be done here in a minute, and we'll probably just fast time a little bit. All right, to be honest, I should probably run over and help those guys finish that field, and then we can fast time after we get that done. That's what I'll do. Because if we keep that field in time. On the big field north 30. Oh. That's gonna, yeah. Be a monster. We'll get up there eventually. That might take us a while, but we'll get up there eventually. Might be a minute or two, though. Really haven't been buying a lot of land. Been mostly focusing on equipment. And spending way too much money on rollers. Or mulchers. That's okay. But we are, and actually, chat, we should look at this. We are making sugar. So we have a little bit of sugar, 2,300 liters. We're getting somewhere, chat. We're getting somewhere. Yeah, that's cool. So it's not a whole lot of a difference, Wallert, for mulching and rolling, but it does do a little bit. So we go ahead and we do it. Should do grapes up north. Fast, let me know when you're available to come in and, you know, just do all the stuff with the grapes, and we'll be sure to get to it, okay? Just saying. Does Stevie do any maps that are on the mod hub? No, he does not mess with the mod hub stuff. No, it's too many hoops to jump through, I believe is what he said in the past, and he just didn't want to even mess with it. Fiber might be my Christmas present. It might be. It might be my Christmas present, yeah. I hope we get it by then, honestly. Hopefully. What did we buy?
Nothing.
What'd you... Okay. I won't
Nothing
say...
important.
All right, roger that. Gotcha. What did you buy for 3? What that was not much money. That's why
was it?
Oh, I see. Okay. Sorry, I had to look. I was so confused and like that's so cheap. Is that why you wanted a 3-point hitch?
No.
Okay. You know his eyes light up, right?
Really?
Yeah. They're like turn on your headlights, they light up.
I hate that, actually.
It's pretty sick, I'm not gonna lie. It is pretty sick. So chat, driving across the 4X map be like, you know, pretty good.
Hey, there's our mulch we bought. It's made of solid gold, it looks like.
That's about how much it would cost, yeah. All right, now the question is, what part of this field's fertilized and what part's not? Because, you know, you can't see it because we're running precision. We can't see the... Okay, up here. So I'm going to go up north here and work my way back down to help these guys out over here. Try to knock this field out. They've come a long way, though. They're doing a great job. Just, you know, taking a minute. That's all right. We can help them. We can definitely help them. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Come on. That line. All right, away we go. That's the beautiful part of fertilizing contracts. You can use any fertilizer. It doesn't matter. Because there are contracts with this contract, the Better Contract mod. It's actually kind of cool. There's like slurry contracts. That's part of the Pumps and Hoses DLC, isn't it? Maybe not. No, we don't have that on here. Never mind. It doesn't work in multiplayer. I forgot about that. Which, by the way, how disappointing. We just talk about this for a minute, chat. Not trying to rag on Giants or anything. But they come out with a new DLC that they're making a big deal out of, which they should. It's a DLC. It's cool. I'm here for it. But it doesn't work on servers. Really? I don't know if that's multiplayer in general or like surfers, but it doesn't work. And that's kind of sad. It's like, if they would have said ahead of time, like, hey, it's not going to work on servers, I probably wouldn't have bought it. You know, and it's like, now they got my money and I can't use the DLC because I play on servers.
You would have had to test that before they could tell you before you bought it.
Oh yeah, they don't do that. You're right. Why am I not a Giants partner yet? I don't think they would want me. Oh man, it's just kind of strange, you know, and kind of sad in a way. To be honest. So yeah. Thanks for the follow. I don't know why there's no alerts on follows, but I appreciate the follow there. Welcome in. It can be used in the Let's Play, and it probably will, Sean, but that means well, I don't think I'm gonna get animals on that Let's Play. I might though. We'll see. We'll see. I might. But if not, I'll use the buy point. You know, the that placeable buy point that we have that I'm all about. It's in here somewhere. Not sure where it's under, what it's under. There it is right here, this guy. That buy point, you can buy anything there, which is pretty nice. So yeah. People like us is what Giants need. Yeah.
L3FT43 Adge Dex 100. That money could have been used for a snowblade or snowblower for snow removal and got more use.
You've not wanted a Baja Blast?
L3FT43 Adge Dex 100. That money could have been used for a snowblade or snowblower for snow removal and got more use.
Alive, thanks for the bits in the double play alert. Gotta love it. No, Carson, it does not work. Does not work. Don't know why, but it does not work. It's very sad. Because pumps and hoses to me, man, that just screams multiplayer. You know, you have one person out in the field running the applicator, and then you have, you know, a couple other people hauling, or, you know, you could even have somebody just kind of monitoring the pump, which you don't really need somebody there. Once you fire it up, you're good. But like, just being able to haul it to the field, and then like, that just screams multiplayer to me. Or even if you have enough people like running multiple fields and running, you know, multiple applicators at once, and having people cruising around in semis, like, it's, I don't know. It does not work in multiplayer. Very unfortunate, if you ask me, because I was really hoping to use it on this map. My plan was to have like storage tanks, probably like a modded tank. Let's say put a tank over here east side of 32. There's plenty of room over here. Put a tank over here on the edge of the map, and then when we have cows, just haul from the cows to the tank using auto drive. And then when we want to apply on the field, we just bring our pumps and hoses and get to work, you know. But unfortunately, it's not a thing. So yeah. Maybe they'll fix it in the future. I mean, let's hope, right? Will they? I don't know, but let's hope. It's just like somewhere over here that would have been awesome, and then, you know, yeah, you're gonna need a lot of hose, but that's okay. You can connect 1,500 meters, so it's a whole thing, unfortunately, that it doesn't work, because it would have been awesome. Pretty much left, yeah. Definitely still some issues. That's the first time, Carson. Pigs, yeah, pigs on this map, sure, Sean. Yeah, the train is still an issue, and for some reason they just haven't fixed it yet. So there should be an update for the game next month. For what's it called? For the next DLC. You say it's gonna supposedly fix multiplayer. Hopefully. Hopefully. All right. So let's go ahead and we can stop these guys down here. By the way.
Are we done?
They are done. Done. Actually gonna tell this guy. Oh. What's that under? You know when you're looking for something, but you don't know what it's under?
Main farm?
No, that's actually not what I was looking for.
What are you looking for?
Oh, you know, the thing with the thing. We'll just send it to the main farm parking. We'll just, yep, go. Oh, buddy, go. Oh, buddy, go. All right, so this field is done. And I know we have other contracts that we can do, chat, and they're pretty good ones, but we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. So head back to the farm and do a little fast timing. Like, you know, sleep overnight. And then I don't know if we should have weeds on our one field, right? Because you didn't, it was no-till, right? The main farm, main field.
Correct.
So we should have weeds there. Which we have that John Deere tow behind sprayer we were going to use for that. Yeah. Because really the field's not that big. Or I could unload this one, fill it up herbicide too. But we'll see. So left, I haven't sold the honey yet because that wasn't loaded from last night. I had to get that trailer up there again. It should all be loaded up now. I hope, but we missed our time of year for high price for honey, so we can either let it fill up or just go ahead and run it. Either way, I don't really care. Got some weeds on the fields. All right, gotcha. Okay, so the trailer. Okay, I'll go grab that trailer and we'll sell it. We'll sell it off here in a minute. You extra on the ground. Oh boy. Don't mind that mulch over there. It's worth $1 million, chat. Thought you were gonna go underneath my sprayer.
I thought about it.
Bro, that would have been a legendary, Leonard. Oh, that would have been great. Well, true. Left, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Clearly, it holds a lot in like the storage or whatever, so it's fine. Hey, who is blowing up my phone right now? Gosh. Is it Tony or Carson? Who is it? That is the question. Drive over AI cars? Wow. Wow. Hello. How's it going? It got awkward.
Won't fit.
Yeah. Close though. Definitely close. I guess this trailer's full at 70 or 37,500, huh? Wow. Just wow. That's a lot of honey. Where do we take honey? To the honey selling place. Where's that? Golly, highest price right now. that is on the map. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, down there. All right, got it. Let's go do it, dudes. Beautiful truck and trailer. That's all I know, Chad. Don't fight me on that. Beautiful. It could be worse, okay? Look at the bright side of life. It could be worse. It is a lot of orange, though, I will say. A lot. Not a bad price, yeah. Alright, come on, Missy. Man, it is extra jumpy today. Alright, go. Baby. Yo, if your baby's puke from that left, you better go see a doctor. Just saying. Golly. Eat carrots or something? That's crazy. Alright, so do we actually sell this at the crate or do we go somewhere else? That is the question. Assuming we go to the crate. That's really the only place on the map here. Come on. Not accepted here. So how's that work then? Well, there is another marker on the map here. Maybe it goes over there. Oh, it probably does go right over here, duh. Duh. This is right. Gotta love the auto load trailer, and then, you know, that Stevie actually put the trigger up high enough so it'll actually empty the auto load trailer. $123,000 in money.
We paid for our roller.
Close. Not quite, but Doodles, thank you. I knew somebody would like it. Thank you, appreciate it. About true, Carson, because Stevie's the GOAT. Time to buy a new roller. Is it actually 16K or is it actually like, you know, 180 something again? Oh yeah, that's what we really need that's on sale. Yeah, that'll get put to good use. Absolutely not, chat. Absolutely not. All right, we have the whole map to fertilize apparently. Leonard, you want to do some weeding contracts?
Sure.
No, you don't. It's okay. It's okay.
Hold on. Can't sleep yet.
All right, what's that?
Okay, now we can sleep.
Why? Because you got the minion wait.
No, I had to make sure we didn't miss any good deals.
Oh. Yeah, no, we don't want that. Don't encourage his color schemes. Hey, somebody else has to like it besides me. I'm not the only one. Okay?
I think you are.
No, Toodles said he liked it. Thank you. So I'm not the only one. There's two of us. Toodles would probably like my ATS trucks too, if I had to guess. I don't know. Oh man, 2 side-by-sides on sale. Oh gosh, yeah. What will we ever do? The answer is not buy them. We get not buy them for 10,000. We have a herbicide contract for $84,000. Wow. We go harvest field 41. 41. Not a bad field. You want to do that, Leonard, or no? Tell me what you want to do, sir.
Say what?
Field 41, you want to harvest it? Yes or no?
Sure.
All right. All right. It is ours. Let's go do it. I don't even know where our combines are at. Oh, they're over yonder. Keep it, but it should be... So what, like orange and purple, Sean? Or what? I'm confused. All right, Dan. All right. Off to it. I know they're not John Deere combines. I know they're not honeybee heads, but these old combines will get her done.
And I wasn't gonna say anything.
Well, hey, I have a red combine to try out now, actually. Jacob sent me a combine. He has requested that we at least look at a red combine. So
Burns my eyes.
I didn't say I was gonna buy it, but he has requested that we look at it at least, you know?
That's fair.
No. Honestly, we'll probably end up with long term. I could see like, you know, 2 deer and 2 case. Just to keep everybody happy, right? And 2 Kloss and 2 Fent and 2 Massey and 2 of everything. It's like Noah's Ark up in here. Or something. Like that. Oh, is that going to the hilltop too? No. It is going up to the hilltop. Ooh, that's fun. That'll be fun. Oh boy. Going to the hilltop. Fine, we'll look at it in the shop and go, the X9's better. I mean, hey, I never told Jacob we would buy it. I said we'd look at it, you know?
L3FT43 at Cheerdex
Same.
100. Then we need another 9RT.
Need another 9RT. I mean, we can. Not right now, but I mean, eventually. I almost bought a quad track earlier today, too. It was on sale. I think that's actually what we paid for when we got the mulcher. Sales suck today, though. That's all there is to it. Sales are garbage right now. But it happens. And really, there's nothing wrong with this combine. I know people are ragging, but like, I don't see, there's nothing, it works, you know? Got a decent capacity, decent unload, decent header. For an in-game combine, it's good. Good. Works. Because it's not green, you know. Well, it's green, just not the right shade, you know. Let me be very clear about the greens. Oh man, fertilized 32 again. Should have left those guys down there. Oh goodness. Harvest field 40. Field 40. Ooh, that would be. Ooh. Ooh, we're taking that one too. And actually, that's our same combine, but we don't need a third one. And I think I need to stop because I'm driving off the edge of the world here. Oh, and they're both going to... Oh, yeah. That's great. I'm here for it. There's the base.
Well,
What's up?
I
Argo, I can get a little stockage?
accidentally bumped the C key and it crashed my game.
Oh. Oh. All right. 32. What are we actually making? 159,000? Yeah. It'll be a little more than that. Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna send this guy down there, though. That's all we need to do. Yeah, Lax, or, laughed. The, that just totally put seed in there. Do y'all see that? That was totally red. Left. The amount of sugar beets on this map right now. That's not what I want. Wrong mod. I want this mod and I want this mod. There we go. The amount of sugar beets right now on this map are insane. 32, 32, 32. 32. Around twice. Up, down. That's fine. Okay, go. So we'll let this guy do it. He should get it done a whole lot faster than the other guys. If we can generate a course, that is. Here we go. All right. Hopefully he gets down there on auto drive just fine. He should. He's a little thick with those duals on, but he'll be okay. I have all the faith in the world in him. Not actually. Oh, hey, Leonard. Welcome back.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, when did you sink in? I didn't even see it.
When you were working on the courseplay course.
Oh, is that why it took an extra minute to... Okay. Makes sense now. Makes sense. Alright, so the question is, where can I put my header cart where it's out of the way? Need to open this up. Okay. No auto drive here, so work. Alright. How did... Oh, see, like, going in the cab crashed your game.
Yeah.
That's mad skill. And it usually... I don't understand why it's so, like, framey to do that, you know? Like, to go in cab, it hurts bad. It hurts bad.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I laughed. Holy straw Batman. That's all I know between this field and field 40. That might be one to set up. It'll be fine to do, but holy cow. Alright. East, west. It almost lines up. We're gonna take that. That's close enough, right? Gonna leave us. Okay, we're good. I'm on GPS. So let's go. 7% already. Oh boy, this is gonna be fun. That's all right. Question is, how are those guys gonna leave the field? I'm not sure how that's gonna work. We'll have to keep an eye on those two Leonard semis. Have to keep an eye on those two. So chat, we also have 40 as well, which is pretty awesome. We only have a little bit of barley in storage, so that's fine. All right. 30%. Wow, this is gonna be a lot, isn't it? Good yield in barley here, huh? Or something. Definitely something like that. So X9s with honeybees? Anyone?
Yes, please.
You robbing a bank or something? Because, like, can't even buy one X9 right now. Oh, well. That's okay. We'll be fine with these combines. Actually, we could buy the one X9. That's all right. We're fine. I don't think these things will do the big honeybees. I don't think augers are going to be quite long enough for that.
We could almost sell both combines and then get 2 X9s.
I mean, we do have a loan too, but we're fine. Fine.
Yeah. Can't take out any more loan.
What?
Oh, yeah, we can. Just kidding.
I was like,
Oh,
wait a
good.
minute.
We're good.
I literally paid that back last night. What are we talking about here?
Oh, sorry.
All right. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate you. Welcome in. How's it going? For the price of the glass, we could have bought ice nines, but these are cool. A little bit, Mrs. Professor. How's it going? Welcome in. I thought it was funny personally. Yeah, it amused me. So it's okay. It is all good. So, you know, the problem is if we pick up the straw, I guess we could bale it ourselves, right? Say if we want to run auto straw pickup, we'd have to run a rake first. Because we'll never get the same, like a pickup wagon to run on the same course that we're running because we're not on, like, horseplay.
Yeah.
But that's all right. I can always run a wagon out here. Or, there's ways to do it, you see. There's ways. I think it's called Better Contracts. Better Contracts. That's one of the contract mods we're running. We have a couple. We have one that allows us to have more contracts. Yeah, Better Contracts gives us like the ability to like fertilize using manure and stuff like that. And it just kind of fixed the contracts, you know, like, you know, Giants kind of refuses to. I don't think they're fixed yet. Could be wrong though. Pretty good sized field over here. I don't realize it, but man, kind of healthy. I should have taken that what's your doodle over there, shouldn't I? Okay, is Buddy just getting going on fertilizing? He is. Okay. He's 0%. I would have thought he would have been going by now. Guess he drove across that field going super slow to get over to where he's at. Now he's running. 0%, but at least there's progress bars. Like 1 pixel wide progress bar. All right, GPS is work over here as well. Good to go. Besides left, you don't think the sugar beets will be fun? I think all the sugar beets will be a swell time on this map. I mean, let's be real. If I was going to do a contract, which is probably all I would do, 32 is the contract that I'll do. But realistically, I should buy harvesters for that because it's going to take so long that leasing costs are going to be like, you know, outrageous. What are we talking about? These harvesters, 500,000 a piece plus another so $500, like $79,000, $578,000 per harvester. Boy, you'd run at least 2 for that field, if not 4. But hauling away from 4 might be a challenge. I know I can haul away with 2 from 2. May have to pick up some tractor, or we have tractors. May have to pick up tippers for like every tractor we own. Get a whole bunch more plus or those crone tippers. Oh yeah. But we'll see. Forty needs a mill move. Yeah. You saw new auger. Nice. Very nice. Yeah. Oh wow. 1.1 million for 40. Yeah. That's a lot. That's a lot of barley. If nothing else, I want to see the details of a sugar beet harvest contract on 32. I just want to see the details, if nothing else, you know? Like, how long does the game say it's going to take? How many liters do we have to move? Like, that's what I want to know. A new fertilizing trailer, too. Nice. Yeah, that's fine, Dan. It'll work. GG's. Farming must be big. Oh, there's huge money in farming. Huge money in farming these days, yes. Definitely. Plow left. Plow. So if we get to the point tonight where I could start that contract before the end of the stream, think about this. I'm not streaming again until Thursday, so I could have all that time tonight, all day tomorrow, just to let that contract run. You know, and I would be even okay running less harvesters just to let it run while I'm not around, and then maybe, you know, when I am around, to fire up a couple more harvesters, you know. Didn't have the wheels. Yeah, because they're too wide. A lot of times they take off wheels to transport big farm equipment like that. That is definitely something they do. Yeah. Sometimes on tractors or combines, a lot of times they won't have the duals on. Some assembly required, you know? Some assembly required. But anyway, if we can get to the point where I can start that contract before the end of stream, like, that would be perfect. The only thing that would suck is I need to upload a bunch to YouTube starting, like, tonight. But I could just set us to upload and let the game lag. And I'm still in here. It doesn't matter if I'm lagging or not. You know what I mean? So that would be okay. But I would totally do that contract. I guess somebody had to find it. Well, somebody has to stay in the server to keep everything running fast. Which is not a big deal, you know? But yeah, I mean, between a couple of us, it would be no big deal to pop in every once in a while and check it out, yeah. But everything should, if you get it running, you know, there's a few auto drive things I would want to do to that, for that field, like delete a few courses to try to encourage stuff to go in a circle instead of back and forth, but other than that, like, let it eat. Because right now, the big problem is stuff goes north out of this field. And then it takes a left, and then it takes a right. And those are both over 90-degree corners, and they kind of suck. So one option is to just run the auto drive actually through this grass and right up there. And then just cut everything out for this part, which that might be the simplest thing to do. Might be the easiest thing to do, to be honest. So that might be what I end up doing. We'll see. I wonder if the Platinum expansion will have anything you want in it. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what's all in it. Yeah, fast. I got you. I got you. Am I counting? No. Not counted. Driving. Not counting, just driving. Let's go. Oh, Trent, you didn't think of doing that? Yeah. Watch and play makes you want to play. Well, jump on it. All right, fast. We'll catch you. For your bacon. Enjoy. Mrs. Professor, I have not taken a break yet. No. I have not. I should here momentarily, yes. You have to install it and get your mods again. Could take a little bit. Mustang, there is no 21. The last game on PC and console and stuff was 19. There is a Farm Sim 20, but that's mobile. I wouldn't recommend that one. But 22, yeah, 22 is great. I would say it's worth getting over 19. Yes. I would recommend it. Alright, fast. But yeah, I need to go take my break here in a chat. Sure do. We'll ride with a semi. Or, you know, just, yeah. This game is peaceful, yes. That's half the reason I like playing it so much. No, you're good. I definitely like the game. The sounds are far better. Like when you drive in through like a building that has a drive-through, like it kind of gets echoey. Cool. They did a lot with the sounds. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate you. I was waiting for you to... I was kind of thinking about letting me, Dan pass me, Leonard, and like back it up. I don't see anything wrong. Right? Nothing wrong here.
Right. Close your eyes, chat.
Yeah, chat. Look at that monitor, man. Can't see it, Leonard. I don't know what you're talking about. Chat, wouldn't it be nice if these monitors would actually work like they do in real life? Like that one with the GPS there could actually like paint in like your real life. Like how cool would that be? And then maybe be able to like bring up your mouse and like click on stuff like with it, you know? Okay, yeah, that'd be really cool, right? Right, chat. We won't. That sure would be neat. Keep looking for him to be still there. He won't go away. Oh well. Surprised there's not a mod for that Mustang. There might be out there. I don't really run a lot of mods. I don't run a ton of mods. Yep, Sean, I know. I know. I got to go figure out what I'm going to do with my combine. I put it on the outside of a land, or do I put it on a land and then just like turn my cruise down really low and try to make it back before the other end of the field? Is that what I do? Things that make you say, Oh, goodness. That to course play. I mean, I could, but that would be kind of weird with the other combine that we have, you know? Mods taking so much space, you get a lot. Yeah. Tell you what, guys, at the other end of the field, we'll let Dan go in front, and then I'll put my cruise on like 1 and go take my break then. I was watching somebody on Twitch yesterday stream Farm Sim. I was kind of lurking around a couple different channels yesterday, and I can't remember if they said, there's 2 numbers in my head, and I can't remember which one they said, but it was either 1,200 or 1,700 mods that they had currently installed on their computer for Farm Sim. And I kind of wanted to like just run away and scream. It was like, that's a lot of mods. I can't remember if it was 12 or 1,700, but it was something. Yeah, one of those 2 numbers. And I'm just like, all right. I mean, hey, more power to them. You know, everybody can play the game they want to play the game. You know what I mean? Like, that's totally up to them. But that's a lot of mods, y'all. That's a whole lot of mods. Like, that's crazy. That's too many for me, that's for sure. I would just lose everything all the time, you know? That's way too much. I mean, hey, more power to them, you know? Holy cow. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate you. Welcome in. Yeah, like 200, and you've been cleaning them up, Dan? Yeah, that's... The old Barry sounds like a Skyrim player turned to Farm Sim. Yeah. Yeah, more than what you got right. Yeah. Crazy. The men used to be a laugh. They were. Yeah. You're at 190. Wow, that's a lot of mods, yeah. Playing survival, or I gotcha. Survival. Yeah, I've started keeping all my mods separate too. You're the only one that logs. No, our buddy Matt, he'll log. A lot of it is like well, okay, first off, we got the DLC coming out in like a month, you know? So like, I'll be logging then, but until then, you're not going to catch me logging. Yeah, you're not going to catch me logging any, that's for sure. I use the, if there's a tree that's in my way or something, I use Lumberjack mod. For sure, Lumberjack mod, I'm a fan. Go check out the Grain Arcade. He does some logging from time to time. I know he's been using the Rush Chipper lately. I don't think he's been I think he's kind of like in the same boat I am, honestly. I will not have dual joysticks for anything, thank you. The Yarder's gonna be cool. Yeah, I think a lot of people are probably just, you know, waiting for the DLC before doing a bunch of logging. Like, that's kind of where I'm at with it, honestly. Like, just wait for the DLC. Fire Shadow, hello. How are you doing? Welcome in. Oh no. Somebody just called for an ambulance. They had a bladder fall on their head on Friday, and they got dizzy today. What? Mrs. Professor, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. All you do is log and cattle. Okay. All right, chat. It is Fire, you're okay. I see you're a giant pumpkin. I see your Discord post. Double trouble. All right, I'm gonna go take my break. I'm gonna leave my harvester running at 1 mile per hour. I should return before the other end, hopefully. I'll be back.